The Transfiguration on the mountain, a glimpse of God's glory. One quiet day, Jesus took 3 of his closest disciples, Peter, James, and John, and led them up a high mountain. The climb was long and steep, but the disciples followed faithfully, not knowing what awaited them at the top. When they reached the summit, something extraordinary happened. As the disciples watched, Jesus was suddenly transformed before their eyes. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became dazzling white, brighter than anything on earth. In that moment, they saw him not just as their teacher and friend, but as the glorious Son of God. Then 2 great figures from the past appeared: Moses, the giver of the law, and Elijah, the prophet who had spoken for God. They stood and talked with Jesus. It was as if heaven had come down to earth and time itself had folded together in that sacred moment. The disciples were overwhelmed with awe. Peter, not knowing what else to say, exclaimed, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He wanted to hold on to the glory, to remain in that holy moment forever. But even as he was speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice came from the cloud. "This is my Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." The disciples fell face down, terrified. But Jesus came to them, touched them gently, and said, "Get up, do not be afraid." When they looked up, they saw no one except Jesus. As they came down the mountain, Jesus told them not to tell anyone what they had seen until after he had risen from the dead. The disciples didn't fully understand yet, but they had seen a glimpse of divine glory, proof that Jesus was more than a man. He was the Son of God, radiant with the glory of heaven. The Transfiguration was a gift, a revelation that strengthened their faith for the trials ahead. It reminded them, and reminds us today, that behind the suffering of the cross lies the brilliance of resurrection. In Jesus, the fullness of God's glory is revealed.